Communication is a key of success. If we explain more, and that would be getting us a better result. We always utilizing our communication, and we are doing a great job in the city of Toronto communicating with public.
Whenever you as a police officer in general pull someone over, how do they generally feel? Are they frightened, feel anxious, excited? How do you see people react when police want to talk to them?
When you are going home at the end of your shift, that you're going to feel productive, that you did something to help your society, to cause people to sleep better at night.
Hello everyone, I'm Amir Golshani, and today I have a very special guest, Detective Constable Mostafa Safari. Welcome to my show.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
How does it look to be a police officer? How does it feel? Can you tell us a little bit about the feeling that you have, being a police officer in society?
Being a police officer is a very rewarding job. It's a job that requires so many qualities that you have to have in order to be serving and protecting your society. One of the very important elements of this job is willing to help and willing to help people that they need help. That is one of the most significant elements of this job.
Wonderful. On a daily basis, when you're encountering different people on different occasions, how do people in general see police officers?
We have a very good relationship with public. The public perception towards police in Canada is great, and we are a role model in the world. A relationship between us and police. We are continuing working on building a better relationship with the community through the enhancing the diversity and also educating the public.
Oh, wonderful. Of course, it differs, from time to time on different occasions. For example, whenever you as a police officer in general pull someone over, how do they generally, feel? Are they frightened, feel anxious, excited? How do you see, people react when police want to talk to them?
In general, we see that, and one of the challenges that we have in the city of Toronto is having a great diversity, people from different culture, different background, immigrant coming to Canada and dealing with police and comparing with policing back in their own country. Of course, we see some anxiety, and it is our job to calm them down and just explain to them why we stop them. And that is in relation to the traffic stop. Traffic is not the only job that we do. However, there are so many other aspects of the policing that we deal with the community, such as responding radio call, which is the vast majority of our job duty on a daily basis. And we see that in anxiety. We see that anxiety in people as well.
Have you got any certain recommendation to let people, feel better or feel, more comfortable at the time of facing police officers?
Communication is a key of success. If we explain more, and that would be getting us a better result. We always utilizing our communication, and we are doing a great job in the city of Toronto communicating with public.
As a police officer, when you're looking through the lens of, police department, regardless of, the department that you're working with in the level of municipal, provincial, or federal, how do you see people, and based on, the vision and mission and values of police, how do you see people?
Our core value is to treat people equally with respect. We as a police officer, we always try to make feel people that we are from them and people are from us. That is how we have a better relationship with the community. We don't want to see public feeling intimidated by dealing with us. We want to make sure that they understand that we are here to help. We are here to protect them. We are here to enforce the law.
One of the interesting things that people like to know is to compare Canadian police with, American police. How do you do that yourself as a person who serves in Canadian police,
We have a lot of similarity with American police officers. We share a lot of core values with them. At the same time, we are enforcing different laws and we are approaching in a different matters. At the same time, it's a totally different societies.
What is the most important thing for you that you always, are proud of being a Canadian police? Personally, and it's a personal question.
I am proud of being a police officer in a society that is based on democracy. People, they have right to vote equally. And I'm enforcing that law. That makes me feel wonderful, great, that I can serve people that they have contribution to the law and to the rules.
Since I know you speak another language, specifically Persian, and I have seen you very active in Persian community, raising awareness, which is adorable, and you've been dealing with a lot of, voluntary, sort of activities. Would you like to talk a little bit, what is your personal reason for doing so?
Educating public is one of the elements of the police. We are not only here to enforce, and educating is very significant to us. And I am utilizing the other language that I speak. And I'm getting a tremendous feedback from public because we understand that a lot of people are in this country, they are not very familiar with English or French language. And if someone's from their own community explains the basic law, and that would be a great help and beneficiary to every single members of the community.
What are the main characteristics, that a successful, a good police officer needs to have more than the other, traits of human being in order to succeed in this line of work?
You must have a lot of flexibility in this job. It's not a job that if you want to work Monday to Friday and you want to spend your time in the Christmas time with your family, or you want to have your weekends off, maybe this is not a right job for you. This job demands a lot of flexibility. You must be flexible and you must be willing to help your public and your community.
Usually when we talk about police and police officers, the first picture that comes into mind, is a police with a uniform and a gun. Is it true, or there are some sort of diversities, and if yes, what sort of fields of study or what sort of, specialties are mainly required to be recruited by police departments?
Becoming a police officer is not a job that you think about it overnight and you get up in the morning and you decide to be a police officer. It's a long-term commitment. And sometimes you have to start it from very early of your life, even from high school. You decide and you aim to become a police officer. There are so many aspects of this qualification that you have to work on it. You have to be physically fit, you have to be mentally fit. At the same time, you have to respect the law because you're going to be enforcing the law at one point of your life. There are so many requirements that we are demanding for someone becoming police officer to enforce the law of a country that is based on democracy.
What do you see in yourself, more highlighted than the other qualifications that police, forces need in general at the beginning when you decided to become a police officer?
My first intuition becoming a police officer was to help people and to protect my society and to serve my country. That was a first qualification that I think that I had it. And at the same time, I had to have a lot of flexibility in this job. And that made me to decide to apply for the police force. However, that was my dream job from my childhood. It was not something that I decided overnight. And I worked on it to become a police officer, to become a good police officer, because I know this is a rewarding job. This is not a job that you just work for a good pay. This is a job that you want to work and you want to help people and you want to make a difference for your society. When you are going home at the end of your shift, that you're going to feel productive, that you did something to help your society, to cause people to sleep better at night.
If there are people with different specialties, for example, a computer scientist who is also a law-abiding citizen who is interested in becoming a police officer, how this combination work, and if there is any room for different sort of jobs. At the same time, you have your own specialty, but you want to combine that with, police forces, and to create a new job.
We are welcoming people with a different background and different diversity and different skills and different job background. Because in the policing, there are so many different categories we can navigate to work in different fields. The main job with Toronto Police or any other police force is the frontline police officers and responding 911 calls and going to the calls. At the same time, we have a lot of special units that we are demanding people with some background that they had it in their previous job, in their previous education, and we can utilize it in the policing.
Could you please very briefly walk me through different steps that any possible candidate needs to take in order to apply to be a police officer? First step, as you mentioned, is to go online, check your website to see if there is any job vacancy or position offered by police department. What is the next step?
There are several components associated to become a police officer. We have a written test, we have a physical assessment, and we have interview. And you must be successful for every different components in order to be a good candidate to get a job offer.
Is there any other thing that you want to mention but you haven't talked about, in this interview?
If you ever think that you want to be a police officer because you want to kick some butts, you are in the wrong business and you are aiming the wrong job. This job is all about helping people. Maybe it has a different definition of helping people. If I give you a seatbelt ticket, you might be upset with me. But when I think about it in long term, I am saving your life because I may change your driving behavior. And this driving behavior may save your life, your family lives, or any other people's in our society in the public.
If you want to say something directly to people, to the audience of this program, directly through the lens of my camera, what would it be?
We would like people to feel comfortable when they're talking to us. This is not a job to intimidate people. This is a job to help people. We would like you to be part of us and to think that you are one of us, and we are one of you.